The sky is falling. Weather can be seriously strange. Have you ever stopped to wonder about the strange objects that have fallen from the sky? From fish to the strange substance that looked like a whole lot of blood started raining down from above. There have been some truly peculiar occurrences throughout history. So, are you ready to unravel the mysteries behind these strange raindrops from the sky? Do you believe on this? What would be the reasons behind it? Get ready to be amazed, intrigued, and maybe even a little bit scared as we uncover the truth behind these bizarre events. So, let's buckle up and take off on a journey filled with wonder and discovery. Here are some of the weirdest things that have ever fallen from the sky.
Oh no!
Number 10. Fish. There are flying fish and there are falling fish. The sight of a fish falling from the sky, though, is certainly bizarre, is not as uncommon as you might think. There's a perfectly scientific explanation for it. In coastal areas, stormy weather can create a waterspout, a tornado-like phenomenon that can actually suck marine life out of the bodies of water, like lakes and oceans. The wind can then carry the fish inland, where they can come tumbling to the ground. It's been documented everywhere from Sri Lanka to Australia to Mexico, and as recently as 2017. Sometimes, if the fish are edible, residents of the affected communities will celebrate the fish rain as a boon. In fact, the small Honduran village of Lloro celebrates the Illuvia de Peces, or rain of fish, at least once a year. Here are some old wives' tales about the weather you can safely ignore. Number 9. Frogs. Frogs can also fall victim to waterspouts, surprising land dwellers when they fall from the sky. There are reports, both ancient and modern, of frogs and toads tumbling from the heavens. Ancient Greek philosopher Heraclides Lembus wrote about instances when so many frogs rained from the sky that the houses and the roads have been full of them. And in 2005, residents of Odzazi, Serbia, saw thousands of tiny frogs fall with passing storm clouds. Though sometimes the lengthy fall will kill the critters, other times they will hop and amble around their new locality. In Serbia, for instance, villagers reported that the fallen frog simply hopped away to look for water. For more weird nature, check out the strangest animal found in every state. Number 8. Iguanas. Unlike their amphibious counterparts, iguanas that have fallen from the sky have not fallen victim to waterspouts. However, this scientific phenomenon may actually be even more bizarre. In southern Florida, the brutal bomb cyclone that hit in the winter of 2018 brought a wacky side effect, an iguana rain. Temperatures dropped so low that the cold-blooded creature's bodily function shut down entirely. While still alive, they were completely still and unresponsive. That, of course, meant that they could no longer grip tree branches and tumbled out of the trees, alarming many in Florida. These are some bizarre phenomenon that can't be easily explained by science as well. Number 7. Golf balls. You've probably heard cautionary tales about golf ball-sized hail, but what about actual golf balls? Dozens of those very things fell from the sky in Punta Gorda, Florida in 1969. The reason was never entirely confirmed, but most experts theorized that a waterspout scooped up all the golf balls that had been hit into the water by errant golfers. However, golf balls falling from the sky is a phenomenon that has been reported in various parts of the world. The exact cause of this phenomenon is not fully understood, but there are a few theories that attempt to explain it. One theory is that the golf balls were carried high into the air by strong winds and storms, and then dropped back to Earth. Another theory is that the golf balls were accidentally dropped from an aircraft. Overall, the phenomenon of golf balls falling from the sky is a strange and unusual occurrence that continues to puzzle scientists and the public alike. While the exact cause is still unknown, it serves as a reminder of the unpredictable and sometimes strange events that can occur in our world. Number 6. Spiders. The veritable horror show that is a rain of spiders is not as uncommon as arachnophobes might hope. It happened in 2015 in Australia, and then even more recently in Brazil in 2019. But unlike the fish and the frogs, the spiders were not yanked from their homes by violent storms. The spider rains result from a process called ballooning, where the spiders produce filaments to launch themselves into the air. They do this in an attempt to catch an air current and travel to a new location, and it's actually something they do fairly often. So why aren't spider rains more common, you ask? though you're probably not complaining about it. That's because it's very uncommon for huge amounts of spiders to do this at the same time. Weather conditions have to be absolutely perfect for a mass ballooning that produces a spider rain. The fact that it can rain spiders is probably one of the most disturbing facts that you'll wish weren't really true. Number 5. Coffee additives. In 1969, a South Carolina factory producing the non-dairy creamer, Cremora, was struggling with malfunctioning air vents. The clogged vents allowed the powder mixture to leak out into the air, where it mixed with falling rain and fell into a gloppy mess into Chester, South Carolina. The company that produced Cremora, Borden, paid a fine of $4,000 for allowing their product to be released from the plant, but not until more than 20 years later, 1991. Number 4. Meat. Cloudy with the chance of meatballs in real life? Not quite. This meat rain was less meatballs than chunks of meat, and you definitely wouldn't want to eat it. Or perhaps you would, because 2 residents actually did try a taste of the odd flakes of meat that suddenly seemed to fall on their town of Olympian Springs, Kentucky in 1876. The 2 men reported that it tasted like mutton or venison, though the cause was never proven. A chemistry professor proclaimed that the best explanation was that a flock of vultures was dropping or disgorging its latest meal. Quite interesting. What do you think of these? Let us know in the comments below. Number 3. Money. We would take this over spiders and meat any day, but raining money has occurred several times throughout history, some of them recently. For instance, in 2015, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of United Arab Emirates dirham currency showered over Kuwait City. In Serbia, a plane carrying gold and diamonds spilled some cargo over the airport runway in 2018. Back stateside, Indianapolis experienced a similar phenomenon in 2017 when an electrician noticed around $200 worth of bills blowing off of a roof where he was working. Sometimes, as in the case of Kuwait and Indianapolis, the origin of the money is never uncovered, leaving residents and law enforcement scratching their heads. Let's talk about making money rain. Number 2. Space junk. Now this one actually makes a bit more sense, since it makes sense that space junk would be in the sky in the first place. Sometimes some of the numerous satellites and tech simply lose steam in orbit and tumble to Earth. In fact, an entire model space station, Tiangong-1, is currently falling toward Earth's surface. Usually, if the machinery survives re-entry into the atmosphere at all, it splinters into pieces, which means that the falling debris wouldn't pose a danger to any Earthbound individuals. Your odds of getting struck by falling space debris are infinitesimal. Live Science reports that your odds of winning the Powerball are a full 1,000,000 times greater, or perhaps you could just wait for it to rain money. Number 1. Blood. It sounds like a scene straight out of The Purge. But Zamora, a city in northwestern Spain, actually did experience a real-life blood rain. Or at least the red-tinged liquid falling from the sky looked a lot like blood, and set Zamora residents guessing about the origins. It turns out that such red stains are totally natural. The red coloring comes from a type of microalgae plant that produces a red pigment when it's in the state of stress, and scientists believe that its spores got trapped in rain clouds. The odd part, though, is that these microorganisms aren't native to that area of Spain, so scientists are a little confused about how they traveled and ended up in Zamora. While the fact that it's not actually blood is a little reassuring, the sight is still unnerving for sure. As it turns out, regular old rain is actually pretty fascinating too. So what do you think about this strange and mysterious phenomena that have fallen from the sky? Have you ever heard of these things happening? Will we ever uncover the truth behind these bizarre events? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're going to love to watch our video about the most mysterious islands on Earth. Make sure to subscribe to us and never miss our amazing videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.